In the last video, we were talking about status and, standards and how society can fuck with us around like who we're attracted to. And I'm curious about what Cathy Vartuli from the Intimacy Dojo has to say about how you've figured out how to untangle those things. I'm Reid from ReidAboutSex.com, and you already know who Cathy is. And the reason I'm wearing a tux is Cathy deserves a tux. And my luggage got lost this morning. So back around the status thing, which we were talking about in the last video, how have you
learned to walk that?
Yeah, because as a person of size, and you were sharing about, at parties and situations, and also as are you still identifying as an introvert or an ambivert?
Excuse me, ambivert.
Okay, ambivert. So we already did a video on that, I think. So you can find that out or Google it. Are you dying?
I'm dying.
Cathy's dying. Quickly, we have to get this video done. As somebody who's an ambivert, who can get caught up in their head around self-talk, how have you taken what society tells us is pretty or what we're supposed to be like? Like, how have you kind of un-duct taped the two together?
Yeah, and it's an ongoing process, and there's days that's easier than others for, I think, all humans. But just to distinguish, an introvert is someone who gets their needs met by being alone. Extrovert gets their needs met by being out with other people. Ambivert, someone who's in the middle.
And just so for clarity, like when you say get their needs met,
they get their tanks filled up by being like I love hanging out with other people, but there are times I just need to get alone. I'm like, okay, thank God they left, kind of feeling.
So the way that makes sense to me is how I get recharged.
Yeah.
Often for me as an extrovert is I get recharged by being with people, and I still need alone time too.
Right.
Introverts, ambiverts kind of go both ways, but
yeah, we took the quiz on quiet. We took the quiz, and we're both kind of in the middle. Introverts or the ambiverts. It depends on who wrote it. And a lot of people, they're somewhere on the spectrum, and that could vary on what's going on in your life. Shyness is indication of insecurity. Generally, someone who feels like they're not valued being out there, or they shouldn't be out there. So I tend to have, I'm an introvert or an ambivert, but I tend to be shy, and my insecurity can come up and mug me really badly, especially when I don't fit, like my body doesn't fit what I'm told over and over again is attractive and desirable. And part of the journey of going through this was learning to love myself right where I am, and hanging out with people as I could that were willing to appreciate me and share what they liked about me. So I was raised in the specific things I got from what society said was I was supposed to look for people that were physically attractive, intelligence didn't matter a lot, experience didn't matter a lot, kindness didn't matter a lot. And I started paying attention.
And you got that from your family specifically.
Specifically, and like we all take...
Society reinforces some of that.
Yeah. And we all take different things from similar experiences, so we can all have different stories about this. Brothers and sisters can have slightly different experiences or very different experiences. But that's what I internalized. And it was all about the looks. And if I was just skinny and super fit and very beautiful, preferably much taller than I am, then I would be okay. Which, the tallness, I think, really hurts if you try to create that in your world. Wow, I feel better already.
Sometimes the answers are just so simple.
Yes. But I started paying attention to, rather than what I was thinking about it, but what I was actually experiencing with people. And part of that required me to calm down the noise in my head. Maybe just meet with one person I felt safe and just notice what part of the conversations I enjoyed or the interactions I enjoyed. And start getting into my body. And to do that, I would take a deep breath. I would feel my toes, because it's hard to be present with your feet and your toes and not be somewhat in your body. And then I would notice the sensations. Oh, I'm hanging out with this person. I feel really good. What about it is that I feel good? And a lot of times I was finding that it was the intelligent conversation or someone who had a really thoughtful or kind expression. And yes, it was great if they were conventionally handsome or pretty. It didn't, but I found that didn't actually matter so much. It was a nice, like frosting on a cake, because I've been socialized to that. But that really what made me happy were a lot of other things. And that if someone was just, I've been out with people that are very conventionally handsome or pretty, and I've been like, oh dear Lord, when can I get out of this? So I just started paying attention to my own individual responses more. And I would ask people that were dating me or I was, playing with, like, is there something you appreciate? And it was really fun to have people like, oh, wow, I've slept with, skinny people and they're kind of bony. Like with you, it's kind of soft and squishy. And I really just enjoy that sensation. And not that I was putting down anyone else, but just like I had been taught that anything big was bad.
Yeah.
And so it was really powerful to hear that and have multiple people tell me, hey, I just like how soft you are and like your body feels great to be touching. And slowly eroding some of the social stigma that I'd gotten. And it took a while because it's constantly reinforced and it's out there all the time.
Yeah.
So
what do you think? I was interested to hear Cathy's opinion on these things. Leave comments, direct message us, hit subscribe, share the videos. You know the deal. Get to work. And you don't have to wear a tux today. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like...